Hello, welcome to Oracle Insight. I'm Flora and today's reading is a yes or a no, pick a card reading. So groups are 1, 2 and 3. I'll have the timestamps in the description below. So for now, just hold the question that you are wanting guidance on in your mind. Sense into which of these 3 piles are resonating with you the most. Once you have made your choice, I shall see you in the reading. Hello. So those of you who have selected group number 1, so you held your question in mind and you selected this pile. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. Now, firstly, these tarot, I'm going to turn these over. So the Tower, first card, second Page of Cups, and third is Ace of Swords. So now with 3 cards being turned, now I would say that 2 of these 3 would suggest to me the answer of yes. So whatever it is that you are considering, the cards would suggest that it is a beneficial option for you. Now, we've got Ace of Swords, which points to new beginnings in line with maybe certain truths that you've discovered, interests, the ability to have a clearer viewpoint on something. And with Page of Cups, now that's also pointing to new beginnings as well. And with Cups pointing, referring to emotions and creative endeavors. It could be a relationship that you're thinking of, or even a project of some sort. But the Tower there, the Tower could point to a cautionary aspect, whether it is in the situation itself or actually your viewpoint on it. You may be feeling a sense of hesitation, fear about potential failure, or a fear of things, a real sense or a fear of things going wrong. So, okay, let's see if we can get some clarifying cards on that. So I've got 3 oracle cards here. We'll turn these over, and these are the elemental oracle cards. So you've got Cave here, Magnetism, so 17, 37 and 44. The biome connection. Okay. Well, with the Cave and protection here, so if this is to do with a relationship, you are feeling very hesitant about moving outside of your comfort. You're feeling that if you do start a relationship, it's going to require that you come out of this cave, so to speak, and actually expose yourself to the potential of failure or hurts, and that seems to be where the cautionary tower is coming in. Now with attraction and magnetism, if it's to do with love, you're certainly feeling a strong attraction and a strong sense of connection or magnetism to this particular person. And this card, and even just these cards, are pointing to the fact that in a relationship, if you are wanting to get into, move out of comfort zones, there is going to be some sense of uncertainty or discomfort, because especially if you have been keeping yourself in a protective stance or a protective position, allowing yourself to be vulnerable in this connection would definitely would definitely cause you some uncertainty. But with this magnetism here, it's not only talking about the fact that you would be feeling that draw power to another, but it's also a balancing, isn't it? When you are actually allowing this positive negative kind of connection, there will always be positive and negatives involved. It's just the standard of living life. And so you're really needing, this is really about, I think, you finding the best of what it is that you're wanting and holding on to that as you move forward. And with connection and biome, see, this is once again, this is talking about interconnectedness. This is talking about being part of a greater whole, being part of something outside of just yourself. So right now, this does point to, I'm sensing relationship. Those of you who have selected this, you might have a relationship situation that you're wanting guidance on. And if it is a work situation, you might be in a situation, or you might be somewhere in the work environment where you are feeling like you're needing to go on a new track. You're something, whether it's in a new position, maybe where it's more in line with what you're discovering as your internal compass and your truths. That might be something that is happening for you. And once again, you might be in a situation where if it is a new job, you're needing to leave your current one, and that sense, there's a sense of real fear about what could potentially go wrong if you were to step outside. But these cards are suggesting that so far that it is beneficial. Certainly the choice is with you, but the cards do suggest that whatever it is that you're trying to decide on, it will be beneficial if you were to say yes to it. Now, let's see. Actually, I'm going to select some more tarot, see if we can get some further clarifications on that. Okay. All right, so first off, we've got the Lovers. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles and 3 of Wands. All right, with the Lovers there, that's a clear indication for some of you that this is to do with a love connection. With the 5 of Pentacles, so there's a fear there. There's a fear of, just in line with the Tower here, and even with the protection, there's a sense, a need to feel safe. You may be fearing moving away from your independence and needing to, if you are going to get into a relationship, you'll have to be prepared to give equal to what it is that you are wanting to receive. And this might be a new situation for you, or one that previously didn't go well, and so there is caution within you to go down that road again. But with the 3 of Wands there, that really is talking to expansion. It is talking to entering into new terrain. So can you see he's looking out to the new there? And so that, and I think with this card as well, there's like a flourishing of more. Can you see here with this biome, there's like this earth is growing, it's sprouting, there's growth here to be had. And so with the 3 of Wands, these two together is really suggesting that in this choice that you make, that there is real potential there for expansion and growth that is going to be beneficial for you. That's there. Oh, it's really interesting. That's wonderful. And so whether that's in a love relationship or whether it's to do with some other external, whether it's work or whatever it is that you're looking at trying to decide upon, the outcome seems to be very positive if you were to move ahead with it. And it does suggest that it could potentially grow into so much more. There's an expansion factor here with these two cards that is really fantastic. Okay, all right, so what else do we have here? So we have Sacred Forest, Sanctuary, Mystic Meadow. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so this is once again talking about the protective aspects here, about like sanctuary. You could, given the other cards here, it does point to me more that you're not wanting to leave your sanctuary, but on the flip side, should you choose to go ahead with a relationship or a new work situation, new workplace, or new level within work, you might actually find that initially it's about you stepping out of your sanctuary, but there could also be that progressive step to finding a new sanctuary for yourself, and that's really beautiful. So that card there could definitely suggest to me that it certainly is possible that you're moving into a new area of expansion, and it's going to provide you with a lot of sense of comfort and new growth and newness, but one that is going to feel right for you. Wow, that's wonderful. I like that, because Page of Cups too is speaking about the emotions and looking to something new, the beginnings of something new. And so I think that's wonderful. Excellent. Okay, and lastly, let me see, joy. 24 joy. This is the Oracle, the Angels card. So 24 joy. So that's quite self-explanatory, but really the joy that you project out into the world, you can receive back. And so this is really also talking about the interconnectedness of this card, you connecting with others in such a way that creates joy that also in turn is reflected back to yourself. So certainly hold on to the essence of this joy as you go through this situation and make your choices. And what's this one? Magic 31. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and as profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. Well, expansion, look at that. Intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and as profound as we can imagine. So imagine it. The focus needs to really be diverted from the negative, from the fear of loss, the fear of lack, the fear of hurt, the fear of failure. And because the other cards are really supporting your ability to move forward with positivity, with excitement, with joy. And so this is what we want to focus on, the magic of possibilities, the joy in the possibilities. All right, and with that, the connections that you create moving forward, whether it be in love or whether it be in a work situation, is really going to see you to new heights. So wonderful. All right, group 1, that is the reading that I had for you. I certainly hope that you have been able to gain some guidance in this, something of benefit for you. If that is the case and you feel so inclined, I'd love a thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you feel that that resonates with you. All right, okay, thank you group 1. I shall see you again in another reading. Bye-bye. Welcome to those of you who chose group number 2. So you've held your question in mind, you resonated towards this pile, so let us see what the cards have to offer you in terms of the yes or no answer and guidance surrounding the situation. So let's start off with some tarot here, so we'll flip those over. You've got 5 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Page of Cups, and King of Cups. Oh, lots of cups there. Right, so 2 out of 3 of these cards I interpret as a yes. So that being the case, the answer to your question would be yes. And it looks to be very heart-centered. You've got cups here, 2 full, 2 cards with full cups, and this one with some loss, some spillage. So there might be a sense of fear surrounding your yes or no question, a sense of loss, potential loss, or you're trying to move out of a loss. A yes in terms of the yes or no positioning. So let's see if we can get some clarification on this. See what else we have here. You've got King of Cups here, who is in stability, has a real sense of understanding in terms of his emotional growth, maturity, emotionally intelligent. And then you've got Page of Cups, which is just beginning to look into something, some kind, it could be a start of a relationship or some kind of creative endeavor, but something that engages a sense of your heart space, a sense of emotional motivation. Okay, all right, so let's see what else we have here. We've got the Elemental Oracle cards. Let's see what we have here. Oh, you've got Moon, Darkness, and you've got To Make Equal, Equator, Alchemy, Magic. Wow. I get the sense here that you may have been in a space of like cocooning. This is very similar to group 1 actually, but with the Moon here, there seems to be a real, on top of the fact that we've got Cups, this Moon here also is really talking about that hidden, that depth of emotion. And with Equator and Magic, so we're looking at balancing. You're trying to keep your balance in a situation, trying to stay stable. And with Magic, the creative power, the creative aspects is with you. Page of Cups is talking about that beginnings of creativity, and the Alchemy and Magic card here certainly supports the beginnings of that connection, of that being able to express or create your own magic in the world. And this could just be basically your time to come out in the world, your time to shine, your time to access this magic that you may have kept in the dark. When I say magic, creative abilities, it could literally be that you are wanting to get into something of the like the divination tool, something of that nature, and you're now starting to feel a pull towards that. But with this Five of Cups, there's just a fear involved, focusing on a loss of something, the lack of something, and spilt cups with emotions. Maybe it's that sense of loss of certainty, which can be very draining in terms of how you're feeling and your heart space. Maybe that's what's happening here. Let me pull some tarot to see if we can get some clarifiers on this situation. Okay, so we have, we've got Five of Swords, so 5 and a 5 there. Five of Swords, you've got 6 of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. All right. So both these fives are really focusing on a lack of something. There could be some internal conflict going on with regards to this decision making. You're feeling somewhat uncertain about it, which is what we were talking about before. It might be just a clash of the codes in terms of, when I say that, it might be that your foot is in one camp, and I'm thinking about the moon, and I'm thinking about the magic, and I'm thinking about the sense of expressions that you might be currently used to employing to identify yourself with. And this is talking about being in a position of balance, being in a position to be able to give out, to be able to have enough to share. And this is talking about opportunities, choices. And then once again, it's with the cups. If it's to do with love, then once again, with the 2 5s here, 2 5s, they literally add together to make 10, which is a 1. So it could potentially be, if you're looking at this in numerology, then 1 is a new beginning. So with that being said, with the moon here, this could be a time of coming out of that cocooning stage to share, connect with someone, to connect with others, whether it's a one-on-one relationship or whether it is to do with connecting again with a group, with society. I get the sense that there's been some kind of cocooning involved here with the moon. And and this is talking balance, just like the 6 of Pentacles is talking about balance. So you're not wanting, there could be this fear about losing your balance, giving away your power or giving something away from yourself. And with this magic, I literally feel like you are coming into a period of like talents and abilities, and it could even be in the magical realm, like some kind of occult or divination, using divination tools of sorts. I keep getting this from these 2 cards. But it would seem that if you were to move ahead with a relationship, if that's it, or if you're to move ahead in expressing yourself in ways that are outside what you would normally consider to be safe, that this is going to allow you opportunities that you wouldn't have initially thought possible. There'll be more opportunities than losses with this movement forward. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Let me see. We've got Angel Oracle. This is the Sacred Forest, and we've got Sacred Geometry. So let's see which one. This one here, Sacred Forest. Rainbow, Waterfall, and Miracles. Wow, that's magic. There's magic afoot there, miracles. Don't you think? That just looks magical. There's a creation, there's ability to create. There's the fact that so many options could be unfolding for you in whichever area it is that you are looking towards. This is really supporting the beginnings of something magical, miraculous. And then you've got 29, awakening. Maybe you're going through an awakening. Was that your question? Am I going through an awakening? If that is your question, then the answer would be yes, you are. Yes, see, this is where I was picking up on the moon, these phases of life, of flow, and then magic, creating, being able to connect in a new way with your environment, moving from a sense of confusion, a sense of loss, into something that's more stable, more balanced, and opening up to more opportunities that are fulfilling. This is what these cards are pointing to. Wow. Okay, what's this one? Communication. 14. So let's see what it says. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. Well, that's interesting. Through our heart, lots of hearts, emotions. I'm here with the cups and balanced exchange. You've got lots of balance going on here with regards to the Six of Pentacles and the equator. That's talking to be in balance. And flow of source. Okay, where should I put this? Here. I think we'll put that there. So that is an interesting reading. I feel like I haven't been able to pinpoint specifics. Certainly with relationships, I mean, the awakening could be that you are awakening to the possibilities of more connections with others, coming out of that, coming out of a stage of being cocooned and moving into a stage where you're exchanging your energies, you're communicating, you're creating a connection and a balance with somebody, and through that obviously there's alchemy, there's magic, there's potential for miracles happening. If you're looking into developing some kind of interest, which is where I'm looking at the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is looking at that fish there, and that can also represent the beginnings of this intuitive, the flourishing of your intuition, and putting aside the confusion from this uncertainty and just embracing it, embracing the ability to be more aware, more awake, more connected. And through that connectedness, being able to create this magic and these miracles, and creating opportunities that are not only abundant, but also very emotionally fulfilling for you. Well, there we go, Group 2. Hopefully that has been of benefit, that has served you in some small way. I certainly hope that that is the case. Until next time, Group 2, you take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Welcome to group number 3. So you held your question in mind, you resonated towards this pile, and so we shall move into the reading and determine whether it's a yes or a no answer and the details involved with it. So let's start off with some tarot. Okay, so 3 cards. Moon, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. All right. So with regards to the yes or no, I am interpreting that each of these cards are a yes. So let's see what this could involve. The Knight of Pentacles is speaking about slow movement in something. Queen of Cups, potentially some kind of emotional, some kind of nurturing. And the Moon, a path being revealed, something coming into the light, potentially hidden to be revealed. That's a bit of a mix, isn't it? Let's see. Why don't we turn over some oracle cards, and that might just illuminate some details for us. Okay, so you've got companionship and animals. Desert and solitariness. Pressure and transformation. With these three cards here, with the Moon, companionship and the solitary, that's there could be, for some of you, it could literally be that you are considering bringing a new pet into the home. The solitary desert, you may actually literally, as simple as just feeling alone, feeling that in this situation here, you're wanting to nurture something, wanting to feel connected emotionally, and you're not really receiving that at the moment. And it's heavy, it's weighing heavy on you. I'm looking at the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles and its armor, and how he feels there's a real sense of heaviness here, and pressure and change, things changing for you. You literally could be going through some kind of transformative experience, and the pressure might be overwhelming you at the moment, and you're feeling the need to retract, spend time alone, the Moon being removed, being in the dark, being hidden, and you're feeling like potentially the only solace that you can really bear connecting or receiving that from is in animals, not with other people. Because this here is talking about being, there's alone and then there's lonely. So maybe there's a bordering between these two states of feeling here. There might be the lonely aspect and the just alone and solitary. There is a difference there. One's more heavier. And let's see if we can get some more tarot, and see if we can get some more information on this situation. Okay, so we've got King of Wands, Eight of Swords, and Justice. For some of you, it could be, with the Justice there could be some legal dealings that involve a marriage. And so this could be pointing towards a separation, divorce potentially as well, and you're feeling like you've been bound for a long time. Like with the Knight of Pentacles there's this sense of heaviness, of burden, even though that is not traditionally what the Knight of Pentacles is expressing. Just with the Eight of Swords here, maybe it's just that this situation that's been going on has been going on for so long that there is this sense of being bound and tied up in the inability to see clearly. And with the moon there too, something might be, there might be dealings that are taking their time in revealing themselves. The clarity is not there in regards to maybe a settlement of sorts, and you're waiting on that to come, to work itself out. And the cards are suggesting with the yes that they will work themselves out, that you've got justice here, and the scales are moving, they are readjusting themselves in balance. And I do see that with the yes, the balance of this situation is going to be going in your favor. The King of Wands could represent somebody who has authority, and they are providing a particular piece of information that is going to be beneficial in clarifying something. And so in this situation, that clarification aids this decision making with the justice. There may have been, with the pressure there, that would suggest that with these cards together that you have been feeling very much under pressure, very much potentially alone, very much without companionship, that you can receive some nurturing from, some love from. And this might be where a simple bringing a pet into your home can actually help to alleviate this pressure, help you to move into a state of being alone but not lonely. Okay, interesting. All right, let's see what we have here. Growing. This is the Angel Oracle deck. And then over here, Dragon and Power. Oh, I love that. And then you've got Perception. Okay, the frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So if there is some legal dealings going on and there are some hidden aspects with regards to that, this revelation that might come through from this King of Wands here, that piece of information, it might actually adjust your perception of of how you're viewing the situation, of how you're viewing a person, and it may really require you to take the blinders off. Like with the Eight of Swords here, this change in perception will really remove that blindfold and actually have you seeing things very clearly and out of the influence of the moon, which can sometimes point to things being hidden, and you'll have a much clearer perspective of that. And with the growing, that really just talks to, I see this as just in life, things happen, don't they? They happen, good or bad. If it's bad, obviously good, we love this. But in terms of growing, and this situation here might just be one of these growing curves that you're going through. And so that's something to hold to. If this situation is causing you a lot of pressure, there's always the perception to view it in a way that you know it is for the highest good, even though at this point that might not be a perception that you could see, let alone accept. And with the Dragon and Power, now that's really talking to you, coming into your own power, stepping into your own power, being that source of nurture and self-love for yourself, as the Queen of Cups does represent. Yes, and just having that ability to transform that pressure into something that grows into your sense of power, you stepping into your power, you growing into your power, reclaiming that of yourself for yourself. All right. Okay, pile number 3. That is the reading that I have for you. I do hope this has been of service to you in some way, and should that be the case, I really do look forward to being able to read and connect with you again. Thank you and take care.